I never liked being in the black market to get weed. That always seemed like just kind of a strange, unnecessary risk that we're being put through to get this product. When what did that product do? What was it about? Pleasure. And then you find out that you think about, prohibition. The whole policy of prohibition, what is it? It's about the denial of pleasure. Because look at all the things that were on the list of being on the prohibited list. Gambling. Alcohol. Sex. In particular prostitution, but also just extramarital or, be a single person and have sex. Prohibition. Let alone drugs. And look what happened. Where did that thing come from? That idea of the repression, a policy of denial of pleasure to you, all of you. And there's still plenty of you old enough to remember the time when there wasn't casino gambling. Gambling was illegal, another prohibition. Oh, you can't, you're just immoral. That's what you heard. It's immoral. And because of it, the American mafia was making billions and billions of dollars a year. They could build Las Vegas and casinos down in Cuba. It was bringing in so much money from the prohibition on alcohol that had been put on it. Look what happened. Their morality caused massive expanse in criminality. And the same as with all of the prohibitions out on that list. It's the denial of pleasure, and it comes from religion. It was religion that had been put into legislation, which, at the very basis in America, is not in the constitutional framework. Separation of church and state. Your religion cannot be legislation. But that's all it came from. All of them. The real basis of prohibition was from this religious stupidity of repression and a really effort to deny you access to pleasure in life. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. It's insane religion then. No wonder there's all neurotics in all that Christian extremist stuff in the Republican Party right now. Of course they are. Whacked out on all this crap they've put up with these myths and whatnot. It's loony. Repressed. And here we were, back when it was really illegal. We're running around trying to find the stuff. We're spending a lot of time having to make connections and stay contacted and find somebody who can. And what if they don't have something? Well, then because something you wanted. You liked it. Got your pleasure. You liked having it around. It didn't do anything. The whole rationale was the crime. It's crime. It's all it does is crime. Isn't that just kind of wacko reasoning? It's crime because prohibition made it crime. It wasn't something eternal or anything, It was just made up. And it was made up based on their Christian wacko extremism idea of repressing, denying you access to pleasure. and reality. Human reality. Humans like having sex. It might come as a surprise. It might come as a surprise to people. I can't imagine who. Humans like having some activity, gambling, type of thing. Activity, okay. Humans like a certain amount of intoxication. And they have throughout human history. Well, those are kind of natural things here then. You don't have to do anything with them. You don't have to promote them. They're just there. And if you look at them rationally and, with human nature in mind, well, then in the society we have now, and the culture we have now, well, it's just another business enterprise then. Prostitution is just like any other business. Dispensaries that you see for cannabis now and dispensary for drugs with, rules and regulations and whatnot on there, of course. That whole thing. Casino, gambling, you see it everywhere, right? It's making a big chunk of money for the states in tax revenue. They'd be really hurting if they didn't have the money from income from gambling casinos. At the same time, they're still trying to tell you they're also Christian and all this, Christian. With repression of people as they're built into their system. Repression and denial of your access to pleasure in life. Sex. It's a big deal with these Christians is deny sex. Deny, sex is, sex is, Jesus, boy, that's the bell. You're in really big. What a bunch of crap. Foolishness, ignorance. Sex is one of the natural beauties you have of human beings. However you think it works for you, by the way, too. What the hell? You're in life. Enjoy life. And all of them are like that. Alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling. Well, so far as this recording, you got legalized access to alcohol. You got legalized casino gambling and whatnot around most everywhere, too. You got 2 out of the 4 correct so far. And your momentum and energy and intelligence is aiming you to the last 2. You got to legalize drugs, and you got to legalize prostitution. And in doing so, in each one, you are removing billions upon billions of dollars a year from criminal profits. Street gangs as well as organized crime cartels. When you legalize and you run the business, you just pulled the rug out from a huge amount of income that was going continually to criminals. Intentional criminals. How stupid is that? Instead, you run the business. You have the oversight, set age access controls. You set the education about the product. And we develop a expanded understanding of the responsibility that comes with freedom of access as well. And that, see, it calls on you to be bigger, more intelligent, more understanding, more human, not less. It's more. And that's better for all of us. More intelligent, more humane, better for all of us. And you see things more in reality instead of that dark age mythology attitude about everything. And all of that is from getting rid of the policy of prohibition. Getting and understanding that root of why it even came about. What are you getting rid of? You're not just getting rid of the policy overtly, you're getting rid of that outdated, repressive, religious rationale that caused it in the first place. And that's important for the advancement, intelligent, humane advancement of people. I never liked being in the black market, having to go around, hunt around and stuff. Just something that obviously should have just been a product, a business,